Instead of restarting this video like 15 times, I'm just gonna dive in. Or do I restart? I don't know. Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This obviously is a very different video. If I do end up posting and you guys are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. My name's Taylor. I make videos here on YouTube and over on TikTok. I work in creator marketing for my full-time job, my 9 to 5. And in this video, we're gonna get a little deep. Obviously, this is not a video that I ever expected to be filming. If you told me this last year today, I would have been like, what are you talking about? I'm actually going on almost a year. In 2 days, it'll be a year since my breakup. I wanted to just sit down and have a coffee and just chat about this because Lindsay Ray is someone that I watch on YouTube and she had posted a breakup video. And honestly, it helped me so much. So I just want to talk you guys through how I got through my breakup. I'm not going to go into the details of what happened, but pretty much I was in a relationship with somebody for 5.5 years, which is a good chunk of time. I feel like this is just a good video to reflect back on and also help anyone who might be going through a breakup or going through a hard time right now. You need to know that it does get better. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to go through grief and go through all stages of grief, because I definitely did, but I really feel like I am a different person. I feel like this breakup changed me, but also it was in like a pivotal part of my life where I turned 25 and like my frontal lobe connected and I realized what I want for myself outside of like relationship stuff, just really what I want for my life and who I want to be. Breakups are very hard. They're not easy, and if anyone says to you that you can prepare for a breakup, they're lying. And if you're going through something like this right now, I'm praying for you. I don't wish that feeling of heartbreak upon anybody. It is actually the worst feeling. I really feel like I took the right steps for myself mentally to get through this because I never thought I would. The first thing that definitely helped out was having a strong support system. It wasn't a big support system because a big thing that I didn't do was tell people. I really didn't tell anybody that I was going through a breakup or that we had broken up because I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to explain myself. And I'm not kidding you guys. I did not tell anybody to the point where like I was at work and people would mention him or mention, oh, are you guys gonna do that or whatever? And like I would nod and agree because I couldn't get into it because I knew if I did, I would just like break down in tears. So for my own well-being, I just avoided talking about it, bringing it up. I only told a handful of my friends right at the start. My best friend actually brought me I could cry. My best friend brought me flowers like the next day, which was so like I'm literally gonna cry. She's the best. Because just like that moment was so special, just to know like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. I have a support system. I really just started with telling my mom and my dad and my best friend, and then like a couple other people found out through him. I kept my circle very small. I didn't tell my coworkers. I didn't tell my immediate family. I think I told my uncle, but like I kept it very, very small because I didn't want to get emotional. I didn't want to talk about it. And once a few of my other friends started to find out, some of our mutual friends, I pretty much told them that I don't want to hear about him. This isn't me coming across as like a you know what, but I don't want to hear about him. I don't want to know what's going on in his life. I don't want to see pictures of him. So like, can you not post Instagram stories and stuff of him? Like, just do that for me if you're my friend. Like, you're gonna help me and you're gonna avoid talking about him with me because it's just gonna put me in a really bad place. That's a big thing that I highly suggest, is like cut off communication, which is actually the hardest thing to do. I even got rid of my Snapchat, which was like the best thing for me. I still don't have it. Snapchat like pulls up those memories like on this year today or on 4 years ago today, and I didn't want to see that. I also temporarily got off Facebook because we were friends on Facebook and I just like needed to disconnect. Our Facebook status was like in a relationship and I'm like, I don't really want to be on Facebook right now. I kind of got rid of a lot of photos too, which like good and bad, because a lot of those like 5.5 years of memories I literally just deleted everything. Mentally I needed to, because I'm that type of person that like I will scroll on my old videos and photos. A couple things that I tapped into as well was seeing my therapist more frequently and getting on some anxiety medication temporarily. I did get on something to kind of help me like get through the day, because obviously when this person is part of like your routine and like I love to talk on the phone, calling each other, like it was harder losing a best friend than it was losing a partner, if that makes sense, because we were best friends at the end of the day. It really felt like somebody died and I needed like support. A lot of my friends were really great. I have this one friend that like she was down to do every single activity that I talked about. We did pottery together, we would just go out and like she would take me out. I do want to get into like dating after a breakup and like all that stuff, because I think that's another big reason why I turned out how I turned out. My mom and one of her close friends took me to like this smash house room thing and like just kept me going and kept my mind going, because the second that it wasn't, I was thinking about him, of course. I also took a trip by myself in February to go visit my uncles in Florida. They're like, you need time away, like just enjoy, you can do what you have to do, and I did. And in that trip, really like being alone on a trip, even though I was visiting family, like we would always go together. This was my first time going alone, and it helped me so much being like, wow, I can do this. Like, I'm okay with being alone, I think. Another really hard thing to do once you get out of a relationship is like, how do you fill that void? How do you fill the void of someone who's calling you beautiful all the time, of someone who loves you, of someone that makes you laugh, another presence that like isn't your friend or your mom or whatever. It's like your lover. That's the term, I guess, to say. One thing that I promised myself I was gonna do was to not engage with men, at least for a couple of months, because I kid you not, the day after my breakup, I had gotten a text from someone who like, he would always kind of just like text me every once in a while, but I hadn't answered, obviously, in 5.5 years because I've been in a relationship, and he had texted me, and I was thinking to myself, wow, how easy would it be to just like slip right in and glide right in to another like situation of being with a guy and getting that attention. And I told myself, I'm like, no, you're not doing that, because that's not actually what's gonna make you happy. You need to be happy with yourself and be alone. And also the week after my breakup, I had like heavily been thinking like, what do I really want? Like, who do I want? All that. So I gave myself so much time because I knew I didn't want to rely on having somebody else make me feel better. I needed to make myself feel better. Now, obviously, we're almost a year out. Like, of course, going out on dates and doing whatever, like, is totally okay and totally valid. Everybody is on their own timeline. I'm not saying, like, you need to wait X amount of weeks before you... No. Everybody's different. It took me a little bit longer, and I'm happy that it did, because not talking or flirting or whatever to a single soul, it's like life is pretty freaking good. The road of like getting over somebody goes like this. If you guys can like change your routine, change the way you do things, because when you're in that same routine, like I just got a Starbucks from the Starbucks that we used to go to, and I was like, oh, this feels weird. Doing things and going places that you didn't go to together, and then once you feel like you're ready to like go do those things, do them. Another thing that I realized is that it is so normal to like have that non-linear path of healing, because I noticed that not even during like our anniversary time, which was over the summer, probably like the month before, I was like not doing well. I was like, do I ask him if he wants to talk? Like I was very back and forth trying to figure out like, I was questioning a lot of things, because I realized that the summer is like always the time when we peaked. Like we loved summer. We always had so much fun in the summer. Our anniversary was in the summer. His birthday was in the summer. There was this special family event that we would go to in the summer, and I really struggled during that time and kind of went backwards. I remember being like, why is this happening? I have been doing totally fine the past few months, and all of a sudden I'm like back in the hole. It feels like it just started. I've realized that like there there is still gonna be times that hurt, like you lose a best friend. There's gonna be those moments. It's normal, it happens, and that is a part of life, and this is a chapter of life. I truly feel like the biggest thing that helped me was disconnecting in every single way that I could and having that support system, because if those friends are coming back to you and saying like, oh, I saw him out with so-and-so or whatever, there's no respect there. And that's what I also told my friends. Not only did my friends and family get me through, but a huge part of my life is my faith and having that relationship with God. God only knows the plan for my life, and that's really what I leaned on. As weird as this sounds, when we were having like our breakup conversation, I remember sitting there and just repeating to myself, God's got me, God's got me, God's got me. I don't know who's watching this video. Maybe it's someone who just like wants to know what happened, what's going on with my life, or maybe it's someone who actually is going through this right now or feels like they're going to be going through this, so they need some type of validation or support. And I want you to know that you're going to be okay. Like, this time in your life is gonna pass. It's only temporary, and breakups are hard. They're not easy, but I can promise you that getting through it the right way, and not the toxic way, and not chasing, not bad mouthing your ex and doing things like that, doing it the right way of being with yourself, loving yourself, not jumping into anything too quickly, and actually taking that time for yourself is going to change your life. And it's not going to happen overnight. It might not even happen in a year. I feel like I have my moments, like I said, but at the end of the day, like, we're okay. We're gonna be okay. Oh, this is like a weird video. I just got a weird wave. That's it for now. Thank you guys for watching and also being a support system. I feel like social media is such a great outlet. If anybody needs some love, I am sending you some virtual love and support. Don't forget to hit that subscribe video, give this video a thumbs up, and I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye.